So some of you have asked me, how do I write a song? So I thought I'd run you through it really quickly, and then maybe I'll do a longer video at some point. The general way is a thought will come into my head, an idea, and it's normally when I'm not doing anything in particular. So I'm normally walking or just kind of doing a simple activity. So I think my mind can wander. And then I think something bubbles up from my subconscious and the idea comes into my conscious mind and it triggers interest. And if it's a thought, a concept that I like, I try and then write it down in my notes. And then I'll let that idea simmer. And normally it's a few lines. I try and condense that idea, that feeling, that emotion that I connect with, but also I think other people will connect with, into the simplest form so that everyone can understand it, everyone can relate to it. So it's not just my story, but it's everybody's story. Then when I've got that, sometimes I'll then pick up the guitar. It could be a day later, it could be a week later, and I'll start noodling it. And again, it's when I'm not really thinking about anything in particular. I'll just noodle away, play some chords, and the best stuff comes around when I'm not really consciously thinking about it. And it's more, again, the subconscious or the dream type mind is just working its magic and things bubble up. And I'll create some kind of chord progression or riff and I'll really like it. So I might record it on my phone, so I've just at least got it there. But I try not to use my conscious brain too much. I try not to think about things too much. I try and feel them a bit more. Then often I'll start trying to grasp some ideas that I've thought of previously and written down in my notes. Some of those emotions, some of those concepts. And I'll place one of them in my head that might match those chords. And then I'll sit down with the guitar and I'll start to play the chords over and over again. And what will happen is I've kind of planted that seed in my mind, that concept for the song idea. And what will happen is, as I start to sing, I don't sing any actual words. What I do is I make more sounds. Words can come out, but I don't limit myself with actual words and don't try and consciously think about what I'm actually singing about. I've just got that concept, that thought in my head. And I let it play and I sing. And as I do it, the melody comes of what I want to sing, but also the words start to develop, and I realise, without even thinking about it really, that I've started to write 2, 3, 4 sentences, started to sing 2, 3, 4 sentences about the concept, the seed that I planted previously. And that's normally how it develops. And I've got to a stage where I don't really have to write down any lyrics. I can remember them all because it's been so many years of me writing these songs, and I remember the chord progressions really quickly. And so that's the way that it starts to build up. That's the kind of the genesis of the idea of the song. And then that's the skeleton. And then after a while I start to build flesh upon it and skin and all the character and the personality of the song. But that's a kind of quick summary of how I start the writing of a song. I hope you found that interesting. If you did, then comment below and let me know if you want any more of this kind of stuff. Cheers.